Good morning. So it is Friday, the 2nd of January, and I'm having a little reset day, I guess. Now you're probably wondering why I didn't do this on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or even like on this Sunday. That's a great question. I don't really know. Basically how it panned out yesterday was that I ended up having just what I call like a really chill day, just to not even like reset physically, but just reset emotionally and mentally. You know, I had a nice lie-in and then I spent like a few hours in a cafe journaling. I watched the finale of Stranger Things. I made some New Year's cookies. Yeah, I just had a really chill evening and I think it was definitely needed. Now I've taken the day off work today, which means I've also had a lie-in and it is considerably later than I would have liked it to be, but that's okay. Basically what I want to do today is kind of do a bit of admin / planning for some of my New Year's resolutions as a writer. Now, in a nutshell, some of these were: I want to upload to YouTube once a week. I want to basically post as many reels and TikToks as I can, so you know, at least once a day. I want to see my books in a physical bookstore. I want to have a consistent Instagram posting schedule. I want to write more in general, but the kind of specific resolution for that was I want to finish writing 3 first drafts, which is quite ambitious. I want to read 45 books, which is again very ambitious for me. And then ironically, the last one was I want to stop planning so much, because you know, I'm very much a planner at heart. I love to plan things out. It's like one of my favorite hobbies. But sometimes I think I plan too much and I stop doing, and then I spend all my time planning instead of doing. So yeah, ironically, that's the last one. However, saying that, today is going to be a little bit of a planning day and just kind of, you know, especially with those first few that I mentioned, like uploading weekly to YouTube, I've got a bit of thinking ahead to do and a bit of planning out to do to make that possible, because that very much was not the case in 2025. So basically the plan for this morning is I've got to plan out a bit of a schedule for the first few months of this year. I have a couple of people to reach out to about some exciting things. I have a couple of YouTube scripts to write. I've got a bit of Instagram content to get on with making. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much the crux of this morning. It is about 11 o'clock, which is pretty late for me, but I'm gonna finish the rest of my breakfast, finish my coffee whilst doing these sort of admin-y tasks. Kind of the plan for the rest of the day is I'm gonna have lunch. At lunch I've got some like laundry, washing, cleaning, boring stuff to do, just a little bit of that. Then in the afternoon we're gonna head off for a little writing session, because I think I really need to start this year off with having like just, you know, writing a couple thousand words on my project and just kind of getting into that project again and like kind of chipping away at it with a big chunk to start the year off. And what I've discovered recently that I actually quite enjoy is you know, if I go out to a cafe to write, is starting off when it's light, and then, you know, for like the second half, maybe the second hour is when it's kind of getting dark, and then, you know, writing in the dark, because then it feels like a bit of a shift of mood. It feels like something's changed, and I've never really thought about that before, but I kind of discovered it recently and I loved it. So that's kind of the plan, I think, for later. That's the sort of time I'm going to be heading out. As far as the evening goes, I kind of haven't really thought that far ahead, but I will let you guys know what we're up to. Basically, all in all, I want this to be a really kind of chill day, just thinking about New Year's resolutions, bit of a reflection on the last year, thinking about content, thinking about writing, just having a very kind of writer, content creator focused day while I have the day off. For context, I do have a 9 to 5 on top of being an author. So after today, I'll have the weekend and then I'm back to work on Monday. So I'm really excited to have this little day off, and yeah, let's get on with some of those little admin-y tasks.
From the video, fix your destructive mindset in 15 minutes
I have used this same notebook for planning out videos since I can remember. I didn't even realize I've got no room left. It's like a couple pages in the middle there, but everything else is completely full. So we may have to treat ourselves to a new notebook today. Okay, it is about 1 o'clock. Not as productive in the morning as I would have liked, but you know, I got a couple of things done. I sorted through my emails, which was a task I was definitely avoiding. I've got a couple of videos planned out, which I'm not too sure on at the moment, but we'll kind of see how they go when I record them. As you can probably see from the background, to be honest, I have a bit of tidying up to do, laundry to be folding. So I'm gonna get on with those, make my lunch, and to be honest, like I mentioned earlier, I think I'm gonna, before I head out on a little writing session, I think I'm gonna pick up a notebook, because I've been really good at not spending recently, and I just think it will really help me kind of clear my mind, because that last notebook I was showing you guys is at this point an absolute mess, which is fine because it like kind of shows the whole process of all these videos that I've got through, but also it's so cluttered that it feels like it's cluttering my brain. So I think I deserve a little notebook. I'm gonna pop into the works before I head to a cafe. But for now, I'm gonna get on with making my lunch because I'm hungry again. Cafe run, and in the end I only managed to write around 1,000 words, but you know what, that's really not bad. I don't know why I'm saying it like only 1,000. Now up to 16k in my work in progress, and I wanted to get this book like first draft finished by the end of last year, which obviously didn't happen, but you know, I'm hoping end of January goal, get this one finished. That would be fantastic. As you can tell by the natural lighting, I did not end up staying out till it was getting dark writing into the evening. That's also partly because it gets lighter a bit later now, thank God. But anyway, the plan now is I'm probably gonna edit a little bit of this video, even though I'm not entirely done recording yet. I would like to do that and write a little bit more before dinner. After dinner, I'm probably gonna pop a movie on in the background and keep writing, and then just really get like nestled into a book. This is what I'm currently reading. I am obsessed with Freida McFadden, and I'm pretty much trying to get through all of her books because I just know that they're like not easy reads, but like I get through them really quickly and I tend to really enjoy them. And when I say current read, I am actually currently reading about 3 or 4 books because I have a couple of bigger fantasy books underway, which I just really struggle to get into at the moment. So, you know, let me know if you're one of those people who can only read one at a time, or if you're doing what I do now, which is have multiple on the go at once. I never used to be like this at all, but I think I just really struggled to get into books, but I didn't want to stop reading them. So that's how that kind of came about in 2025. Also, I know this is not a writing tips video, but I would just like to say that like I was feeling a bit rough this morning. I kind of didn't mention it in the video, but then the second I step outside, the second I get some fresh air, get some sunlight, go for a little walk, I just instantly feel better. It's just an instant serotonin boost, and quite honestly, it's normally an inspiration boost. I know for a fact that like my biggest inspiration for my like published books and my biggest projects have come from literally stepping outside, like seeing something outside in a new area, in a new environment, on a little walk. It really is just the best remedy for everything, to be honest. I'm gonna grab my laptop again and get working on this video. It's kind of getting to that time of day where it's just before dinner time now, and it's getting darker, and I'm kind of trying to prepare myself to wind down because I'm trying to reduce my screen time, aren't we all? So maybe I'll film a couple of little more things before I go to bed, but for now I think the plan is I'm gonna write a little bit more and then probably have dinner a bit later than usual because everything's been a bit late today and I'm not really hungry yet. Sometimes I actually go to the gym at like 9-10 p.m. when it gets quieter, but I'm actually kind of avoiding the gym for the next week or so because it's January 1st or January 2nd, and everyone is doing their New Year's resolutions, going to the gym. Every time I check my gym app and it says how many people are in the gym, I want to cry. So I will not be going to the gym this evening. But I did at least get out and go for a little bit of a walk. Instead, what I'm thinking is after dinner I will wash up, clean up, then I'll probably hop in the shower and get myself my nice like sleepy time drink before bed and just have a nice long reading session. I would have journaled before bed too, but I actually managed to get a bit of that in when I went to the cafe earlier. I am really intrigued what you guys do with your evenings because I feel like I'm at a bit of a loose end at the moment. I've cancelled all my like streaming services, so I don't really have Netflix or Disney Plus or anything at the moment. And I'm not really invested in any TV shows at the moment since Stranger Things has ended and Friends got taken off Netflix, so I kind of got nothing that I really want to watch, so I'm not gonna just watch TV for the sake of it. Obviously there's reading, and since I want to get through about double the amount of books that I got through last year, I think it's really important that I do value that kind of long reading session time in the evening. But if you guys have any tips for like wind down evening activities that you like to do, please do let me know. I just really value my being off of screens time at the moment, and I still feel like I kind of sometimes struggle to find things that don't involve that. Like, you know, I really quite like baking at the moment, but even then I'm like, oh, I have a lot of recipes. If I want a new recipe, I go on my phone and find one. Like, it's little things like that which just kind of annoy me, and I'm like, I want something that I can do just completely away from any sort of screen, which is why I'm so grateful that I have CDs and a CD player, because it means that especially in the mornings when I wake up, I don't have to go on my phone to play music. I can just pop my CDs on and then I still get that joy of music, but without having to go on my phone. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a chit chat about kind of what I want to see myself doing in 2026. I think this is probably the last I'm going to record of me sitting here chatting to you guys, like I said earlier, but you know, maybe I'll film a little bit more of my evening and let you guys know what I get up to. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with this little day of mine. I know I didn't get up to a whole lot. It was probably the most boring video you've ever watched, but you know, sometimes I think when I watch videos of people just like living their days, it just kind of brings me this sense of peace. I don't know how to explain it. When I see someone having like a super busy life, or I don't know, it just, sometimes I'm like, this is overstimulating or unrealistic, and I'm like, I had a day of work, I didn't do a whole lot, but you know, I got some stuff done. I got the 2 things done that I wanted to do, which was plan out some videos and do some writing. You know, it's a very sort of writing, reading, book focused day, which I love. And I do think it is really important to have days like this where we just kind of reflect and reset, especially at the start of the year, because my god, 2025 was something. And like I said earlier, one of my goals for 2026 is to post once a week on YouTube, which, seeing how it went last year, may not last long, but I'm really going to try, so hopefully this video will be up for you guys soon. I'm going to go and make myself a nice healthy dinner, and then I'm going to have a very bookish focused wind down evening. But yeah, thank you guys for coming along this day with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.